So the success equation is something invented by a gentleman called Dr. Kazuo Inamori. Dr. Kazuo Inamori is known as the Buddhist billionaire. He's created from scratch 2 multi-billion-dollar companies and rescued another one. From scratch, 2 multi-billion-dollar companies. That is mind-boggling. And he's actually rescued another one that happened to actually be Japan Airlines. He's worked out, over having thousands of people in his company, the quickest way to get the metric of how someone will succeed is only 3 things: their attitude, their effort, and their level of skill or ability. So attitude times effort times ability equals success. When I saw this, I thought it was the coolest thing I ever heard in my life, and we now do all of our employment reviews on only 3 metrics: your attitude, your effort, and your level of skill. If you have a great attitude and you put in a great level of effort and you've got great skills, you'll always succeed in life. If you put in a huge amount of effort but you've got very bad skills, you'll never succeed. And the example I use at Turning Point sometimes is, if you go to the gym with the best attitude ever, and when you're at the gym with all the effort you can, you stand in the middle of that gym and you just go, I don't care who you are, you ain't getting the muscles you're looking for. Does that make sense? So attitude and effort doesn't mean anything without the skill of doing the gym stuff. If you go to the gym with all the skill of how to lift a dumbbell but you don't lift it once, you see what's going on. So he worked out after thousands of employees that there are only 3 things a human has to do to succeed: have the right attitude, the right effort, and the right skill. So what I do with my clients is I score them using this process. So I give them a success score about once a month. And that's the way I check what's going on with them. Now the success score itself, you can do the metrics on page 172 there. So if you just turn to page 172, and you're going to do this tonight for yourself. You can actually have a look through it. But what he worked out was this: attitude needs to be scored from -100 to +100. Because he worked out that an employee with a bad attitude, no matter what they do, is not good for the company. Even if they've got great skills and putting in great effort, their attitude ruins everything. So -100 to +100 means if you've got a bad attitude, the rest of your score is a minus. And so he was really clear with his employers and his team that employed people that attitude is the thing that you want to fire for as soon as possible. Because that thing is the thing that is a toxin in your organization. So what I do with my clients is I take them through the 5 areas of life. And I just say, all right, in the area of lifestyle, in the last month, how would you rate your attitude towards your lifestyle? So from -100 to +100, it's pretty crappy actually. I mean, I really have been hacking on my lifestyle, beating myself up. I give myself a -30. And you say, okay, thanks for your honesty. Obviously, we now know the rest of your score is going to be a minus, but let's listen in anyway. Effort, from 0 to 100. You can't have a minus effort. It's 0 to 100. So how much effort did you put in to improving your lifestyle? I was a little bit lazy. I guess I give myself maybe a 15. Okay, got it? And then skill. When you think about the skill you have around improving your lifestyle, 0 being no skill at all, 100 being world-class champion level skills of developing lifestyle, where do your skills lie? And they say, oh, well, I read a book on lifestyle. I went to an event. I looked at some this and that. I guess my skills, if I'm comparing myself to the world's best at designing and implementing lifestyle, geez, I'm probably a 25. You say, great, thank you. Now we've got the score. Then all you got to do is make sure that every month that score gets better. That's it. Because if your client is not improving their skills, if they're not putting in more effort, and if they're not increasing their attitude, they will not succeed no matter what you do. It's the quickest, cleanest process I've seen for tracking progress in an individual. So you do it for all 5 areas of life, and you do it about every month. And if you've got the right goal you set up in the results section, and they are focusing on just one area of life, you'll actually start to see all other areas improving, because that's the beauty of how it works. So this is the process that I use for tracking clients to get a success score off them. Once I've got that, then we just look to increase that. And how do you improve attitude? These techniques improve attitude. How to improve effort? Chunking down, giving them a clear timeline. How to improve skill set? They go and learn, study, read, talk, question, YouTube, podcast, videos. That's how they do it. Myelinate, 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 myelinate. So all your clients need now in this piece of the equation, they're in implement now, they're ready to go. All they need now is to succeed. And to do that, they only need 3 things: an attitude, effort, and skill. And if they do that, they can have anything. And it correlates to any goal on planet Earth. So people come up to me and go, oh, Ben, I want a better relationship. I say, great. In the last month, how much effort did you put into having a better relationship? Oh, none. My partner sucks. All right. What's your attitude towards your relationship? And they give me a score. I go, just out of curiosity, in the last month, how many books did you read on communicating? Huh? None. How many events did you go to on relationships? None. How many people did you speak to that have great relationships? 0. Did you speak to anyone who's divorced and find out what they could have done differently? No. How in your brain do you actually think your relationship gets better? Just see, I don't say that to them though, but you get the idea, right? Are you starting to see how it works? For those of you who love genius, this is genius. This success formula, this equation, it's genius. It's the cleanest thing I've ever seen when it comes to this metric. There are many other things that are genius, but when it comes to tracking someone, you can't get any simpler than these 3 things. You can't have any less, and you don't want any more. Einstein said any fool can make something more difficult. It's the genius that simplifies, and nothing is simpler than this success equation. I haven't seen anything. It's brilliant. Who at least somehow likes it? Who likes it a little bit? It is really cool. So I track myself using this. So every month I check my own score. So I want to see what was my effort in my relationship last month. There's no point bitching and moaning that my relationship didn't get better if my attitude and effort was 0, my skill level didn't increase at all. Because the results your clients will get in life will only improve when one of these 3 things changes. In fact, all success comes from human beings either applying what they know or learning something new and then applying that. So if they're not developing skill, putting in effort and having the attitude, doesn't matter what technique you do on them, nothing can come of it, 0. But all the techniques are designed to remove all the resistance to a good attitude, the resistance to putting in effort, the resistance to learning new skills, the resistance to new action. So that is the success equation.